A red weather warning is issued. Storm Eunice is due to hit parts of the UK tomorrow. It comes as Scotland and the north of England recover from Storm Dudley, which caused widespread travel problems and power cuts.
Yes, extreme winds are on the way. The Met Office have issued a rare top-level red weather warning for Storm Eunice, affecting parts of southern Wales, southwest England. But the wind's strong enough to blow down trees across large areas of England and Wales. Meanwhile, northern hills will have heavy snow and blizzards that could trap drivers. I'll have more on this severe weather a little bit later.
The government has been holding an emergency Cobra meeting. We'll have the latest. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the BBC News at 1. A rare red weather warning has been issued by the Met Office for parts of England and Wales as Storm Eunice approaches. An emergency government Cobra meeting has been held to discuss the highest level warning, which means there's a danger to life in southwest England and South Wales tomorrow, with winds of up to 90 miles an hour likely to cause power cuts and severely affect travel. It comes as many people across the UK are dealing with the disruption in the aftermath of Storm Dudley overnight. Heavy rain and strong winds brought down trees, railway cables and power lines. Simon Jones has the latest.
Damaging wind and a warning that much more is on its way. This was the destruction of Dudley, bringing trees down in the Yorkshire Dales and blocking roads in Hertfordshire. It's been a week of wild weather. Investigations are underway into what caused this wind turbine to come down near Bridgend. And the advice is to keep away from the coast, not the time for a trip to the beach in County Down. Storm Dudley may now have swept through, but the consequences are still being felt. All trains in Scotland were cancelled yesterday evening, and disruption has continued today. Services affected in many parts of the UK as Network Rail engineers were forced to check thousands of miles of track for debris and damage. At the Woodfield Animal Sanctuary in North Gower, this tree came down, narrowly missing the animals.
Very shocked. Very shocked. I mean, the tree that's been uprooted, the diameter of the roots is about, the diameter is about 15 feet across. Luckily, it didn't hit any animals, but anything in its way when it fell would have been killed instantly.
From the early hours of tomorrow, Eunice will blow in, which could be one of the worst storms for years. A severe weather warning has been upgraded to red, the highest level for parts of southwest England and South Wales, meaning there's a danger to life, with widespread power problems predicted.
We're looking at potentially 100-mile-an-hour winds, so it is concerning not just from the energy side of things, but also we're hearing about the travel disruption and other services that are affected too. So we are making preparations for that. We're just out of Storm Dudley. We're aware of Storm Eunice coming along, but certainly the weather forecast at the moment is looking quite challenging.
The government's emergency Cobra committee has been meeting to discuss the threat, a sign of the seriousness of what's expected. Simon Jones, BBC News.
Well, very difficult for people there, and as we've heard, there's much more severe weather expected tomorrow. Let's get much more on that from our weather presenter Chris Fawkes, who's with me, and Storm Eunice.
Yes, it looks like a really dangerous storm, and there are multiple hazards with this one, Jane. The Met Office have issued a rare top-level red weather warning for this, and it's across parts of southern Wales, southwest England, where the warning for these extreme winds we're looking at gusts of 70 to 90 miles an hour. But I have to say, across a more widespread area of England and Wales, inland gusts of 60 to 80 miles an hour, they are quite rare for winter storms. I've looked at some of our strongest storms that we've had over the last 2 decades, and that's quite a rare thing. It's going to be strong enough to blow down a number of trees. One of the things that's remarkable about this storm is we've had warnings out since Monday, but the low pressure responsible actually only started developing yesterday. But here it comes, a swathe of very powerful winds working across England and Wales. It's going to blow down a number of trees. So we're looking about widespread transport disruption. There will be power cuts, and we're talking about heavy snow and blizzards for northern hills. The snow coming down so heavily that gritters and snow ploughs won't be able to keep up. So there probably will be a number of drivers that could get stranded in this as well.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. I know you'll be back at your normal time for a full weather forecast in a little while. Thank you very much. And of course, your local BBC radio station will have the latest on the situation wherever you live.